Welcome to another math session here in Solve It with Sir June. Today we are going to discuss about ratio, proportion, and the triangle proportionality theorem. So let us begin with defining a proportion. So I know yung iba sa inyo alam na kung ano yung proportion. But for now, let us recall. So it is the equality of two ratios. So remember that your ratio can be expressed in column form, word form, or fraction form. So if we will be having A is to B, the first ratio, and C is to D, and they form a proportion, then we will be writing them as A is to B is equal to C is to D. Remember, equal ratios. So if we will be having this statement, si B at si C, ang tawag natin sa kanila ay means. While A and D, we call the terms as the extremes. So I hope na-recall nyo kung ano yung tawag ulit sa kanila. Si B and C, we call them as the means, while A and D, we call them as the extremes. So this one can be written in fraction form. A is to B is equal to C is to D. And we should remember that B should not be equal to 0 and D should not be equal to 0. Kasi magkakaroon tayo ng undefined na fraction. So si B and C here, remember that these are the means. While A and D, we call it as the extremes. So whether naka-column form siya or naka-fraction form, kaya natin i-identify yung mga means at extremes. Let us now go to the properties of proportion. So ginagamit yung mga properties of proportion for us to be able to simplify further a proportion, especially when we are solving for the unknown variable in a proportion. So the first one is the cross multiplication property. So, if we are given with this equation, so kapag in-apply natin si cross multiplication property, both sides of the equation must be equal pa rin since it is a proportion, no? So, that will be B times C is equal to A times D. And we should remember that B should not be equal to 0 as well as D should not be equal to 0. So, let us have the property number 2, alternation property. So if we are going to have A over B is equal to C over D, ang gagawin lang natin to show alternation property is to pagpalitin natin yung B and C o kaya si A and D. So in this example, in this illustration, si B and C ang ating pagpapalitin. There. Okay, so pinagpalit natin ng position si B and C. At kailangan kapag pinagpalit natin ng position, the same pa rin ang both sides ng equation. So we should remember that B should not be equal to 0, C as well as D. So nagkaroon na tayo dito ng restriction na C should not be equal to 0 kasi upon nung binaliktad natin, nagkaroon ng denominator na C. So let us show it again using 7 halves is equal to 21 over 6. So kapag pinagpalit natin si 21 at saka si 2, kailangan equal pa rin sila. So upon simplification, 1/3 is equal to 1/3. Okay? So pwede nyo rin gamitin na or pwede nyo rin gawin na si A and D naman ang pagpapalitin ninyo. So let us now go to the third property which is the inverse property. So if we are going to have A over B is equal to C over D, when we flip A over B, so that will be equal to B over A. At si C over D, kapag pinlip natin, kailangan equal pa rin sila. Okay? So the restrictions, A should not be equal to 0, B should not be equal to 0, D and C should not be equal to 0. So let us show it using our example. 7 halves is equal to 21 over 6. So kapag pinlip ba natin ng sabay yung dalawang fraction, magiging equal pa rin ba yung resulta? Okay? So pinlip natin, si 7 halves naging 2 over 7, si 21 over 6 naman naging 6 over 21. So 2 over 7 is already in its simplest form. Si 6 at saka si 21 both are divisible by 3. So kapag kinuha natin yung lowest term, it will be 2 over 7. So equal yung kanilang both sides ng equation. So let us have the last property, the addition and subtraction property. So if we are going to add B to the left side of the equation and D to the right side of the equation, kailangan equivalent pa rin sila. So, same with subtraction. Kapag nag-subtract tayo ng B sa left side at nag-subtract ng D sa right side, kailangan equal pa rin sila. So, let us show addition property. Okay? So, kapag ba nag-add tayo ng B dito sa left side, so, ang B natin dito ay 2. So, mag-add tayo sa numerator ng 2. And Dito naman sa right side will be adding 6 kasi ang 6 natin will be equivalent to D. So equal pa rin kaya sila. So 7 plus 2, that will be 9. 21 plus 6, that will be 27. Okay. So if you can see, 9 halves is already in its simplest form. But 27 over 6 is not yet in its simplest form. We can divide both numerator and denominator by 3. So upon simplification, na-prove natin yung both sides of the equation are still equal. So those are the properties of proportion. So let us now have the means and extremes theorem. So actually, this is the cross multiplication property. So if two ratios form a proportion, then the product of the means is equal to the product of the extremes. So mainly, ito yung ginagamit natin for us to determine kung proportion ba yung given o hindi. So again, we have the means and the extremes. So if you are going to apply means and extremes theorem, we need to multiply the means, so that will be BC, and it should be equal to the product of the extremes, so that will be A times D. So let us have an activity, proportion or not. So we need to determine if the following pairs of ratios form a proportion or not. Let us have the first one, 4:3 and 12:9. Do they form a proportion? So ang kailangan natin gawin, kuhain ng product ni means at ni extremes. So let us now multiply the means. So that will be 3 times 12. It should be equal to 4 times 9. Okay? So 3 times 12, that will be 36. And 4 times 9 is also 36. Since both sides of the equation are equal, so we can say that it is a proportion. Let us have item number 2. 5:6 and 6:5. Do they form a proportion? So kuhain natin yung product ni means at ni extremes. So the means, that will be 6 times 6. It should be equal to 5 times 5. So obviously, 6 times 6 is 36 and 5 times 5 is 25, and they are not equal. Since hindi equal yung left and right side of the equation, therefore it is not a proportion. So gawin naman natin kapag ka naka-fraction. Ayan. So 4 over 5 and 8 over 15. Do they form a proportion? Ang gawin natin, kuhain natin yung product ni means at ni extremes. So si 4 over 5, pwede siyang isulat as 4:5, yung column form. Yung 8 over 15 naman will be 8:15. So kuhain natin yung product ni means at ni extremes. So that will be 5 times 8. And then for the extremes, that should be 4 times 15. Again, pag equal tong both sides, proportion. Kapag ka hindi, not a proportion. 5 times 8, that will be 40. 4 times 15, that will be 60. Obviously, they are not equal, so therefore, it is not a proportion. So next, let us have another example. 10 over 12 and 5 over 6. Do they form a proportion? So ulitin natin, we need to get the product of the means and the extremes. Kung equal, proportion. Kung hindi, not a proportion. So 12 times 5, so that will be the means. It should be equal to the product of the extremes, 10 times 6. 12 times 5 is 60. 10 times 6 is also 60. Since both sides of the equation are equal, we can say that it is a proportion. So, paano naman kapag nakukuha tayo ng unknown variable or unknown value doon sa given proportion? So, let us have number 1. 2:5 is equal to blank is to 20. So, itong blank na to, i-represent muna natin siya as any variable. So, in this example, let us use x. And then, we will apply the means and extremes theorem. So, let us multiply the means. So, that will be 5 times x. And then, the extreme. So, that will be 5 times 20. So, kailangan equal yung dalawa. So, that will be 5 times x must be equal to 2 times 20. So, 5 times x is 5x is equal to 2 times 20 is 40. For us to get the value of x, we need to divide both sides of the equation by 5. So, we now have x is equal to 8. So, kapag kasi-switch in natin yung value ni x, which is 8, mapaprove natin na yung both sides of the equation will be equal. So, next, let us proceed with item number 2. So, we are given with the binomial x minus 5 is 2. The binomial x plus 3 is equal to 2 is to 6. So, multiply natin yung means. So, that will be 2 times x plus 3. Then, multiply yung extreme. So, that will be 6 times x minus 5. Then, let us equate 2 times x plus 3 and x minus 5 times 6. So, if we are going to apply the distributive property, 2 times x, that will be 2x, 2 times 3, that will be positive 6. Thus, we have 2x plus 6. For this one, same process, we will obtain 6x minus 30. So, let us now transpose the terms. So, si 6x magiging negative 6x kasi tinranspose natin sa kabila. Ito namang positive 6 kapag tinranspose kasama ni negative 30 will become negative 6. So, 2x minus 6x, that will be negative 4x. Negative 30 minus 6, that will become negative 36. We only need the value of x, so therefore we need to divide both sides of the equation by negative 4. So therefore, the final answer will be 9. So if we are going to switch in the value of x to each of the terms in the means and extremes, it should be equal to the right side, which is 2 is to 6. So let us now go with the triangle proportionality theorem. So yung proportion natin kanina, yung concept nun will be applied in this topic. So it states that if a line parallel to one side of a triangle intersects the two other sides, then it divides those sides proportionally. So let us have triangle ABC. And then mag-drawing tayo ng line, ayan, na nag-intersect sa dalawang side ni triangle and is parallel to the third side, which is AC. So let us suppose that this is line XY. So again, parallel si XY kay AC. So if that will be the case, we can form proportions. Ano ba yung mga proportional segments? So let us have it yung pababa muna tayo. So we can have BX over XA, so pababa, is equal to BY over YC. Okay? So that will be the first proportion. Or pwede rin namang pataas. So pag pataas, we have AX over XB is equal to, doon naman sa kabilang side, CY over YB. So this is only two of the proportions that we can make. Meron pang isa. So ang gawin naman natin, paghiwalayin natin yung dalawang triangle na na-form. So we have the smaller triangle, BXY, and then the bigger triangle, BAC. So paghiwalayin natin sila. Okay, so this is triangle BXY, and then the bigger triangle, BHC. So we can also form proportion in this one. So yung side ni BX over dun sa side ng bigger triangle, which is BA, is equal to yung side ni BY over dun sa side ni bigger triangle, which is BC. Okay, so we have BX over BA is equal to BY over BC. So yung tatlo na yun, try natin yung gamitin when we are solving problems related to triangle proportionality theorem. So let us have an example. So solve for the length of XA. Okay, so we are given with BX, which is 8. So missing si XA. Then BY is 10. YC is 15. So ang gamitin natin yung isa sa mga proportions na ginamit natin, yung pababa. So that will be BX over XA is equal to BY over YC. So upon substitution, si BX ay 8. Si XA ay missing, so XA pa rin siya. Si BY ay 10 at si YC ay 15. So, sinubstitute lang natin. And then, let us simplify 10 over 15. So, pwede pa siyang i-simplify, no? Since both numerator and denominator are divisible by 5. So, upon simplification, that will just be equal to 2/3. And then, after that, mag-cross multiply na tayo or the means and extremes theorem. So, 8 times 3, that will be 24. XA times 2, that will be 2XA. We only need the length of XA. So therefore, we need to divide both sides of the equation by 2. So dividing by 2, we now have the length of XA, which is 12 units. Okay? So dyan ginagamit yung concept ni proportion sa triangle proportionality theorem. So let us have the last example. Ayan. So we need to find the length of AC and BC. So BX is 18, XA is M, then BY is 24, YC is M plus 8. So again, pwede mong gamitin yung proportion na nabuo natin kanina, yung going up and going down, or kaya yung bigger and smaller triangles. But for this one, gamitin natin ulit yung going down. So BX over XA must be equal to the ratio BY over YC. So let us substitute. BX is 18, and then XA is M, then BY is 24, so ito. And then our YC is M plus 8. Then let us cross multiply. 18 times m plus 8, that will be 18 times the binomial m plus 8 is equal to, doon naman tayo, m times 24. Okay? Then, if we are going to apply the distributive property, 18 times m is 18m. Then, 18 times 8, that will be 144, which is equal to 24m. So, let us now continue our solution. So, ilipat natin si 18m kasama ni 24m. Yan, para mahanap natin yung value ni m. So, we now have 144 is equal to 24m minus 18m. 24m minus 18m, that will be 6m. That's why we have 144 is equal to 6m. Let us divide both sides by 6 for us to get the value of m. So, therefore, m is 24 units. Ayan. Since nakuha natin yung value ng m, which is 24, kaya na rin natin kuhain yung length ni YC. So, kasi para makuha yung kabuuan ng side BC, kailangan muna natin malaman si YC. Okay? So, kuhain natin si YC. YC is equal to m plus 8. Ang m natin ay 24. So, 24 plus 8, that will be 32 units. So, therefore, this is 32 units. So, para makuha yung kabuuan ng side BC, we just need to add 24 and 32. 24 plus 32, that will be 66 units. So, that will be the application of proportion in the triangle proportionality theorem. So, kung may nakuha ka for today's discussion about ratio, proportion, and the triangle proportionality theorem, please do not forget to like this video, share this video for us to help others, and if you are new to our channel, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell for more video lessons. So, this is Sir Jude. Good day!